Alright, so I've been playing this final boss Chandler on again and off again for the last day or so, and I do have a pretty good feeling of like what constitutes a good tactic, like what you need to think about in order to sort of get the top 1%. Now of course a lot of it has to do with RNG, and I've only managed to get like 7k score or above 3 or 4 times, but that's mainly because there's so much RNG in this fight. There's like the card draws that you need to get, you need to get single target cards when you need to get them, you need to get AoE cards when you need to get them, you need to get a bunch of Ludo Margaret cleanse cards. There's also the RNG involved in like what cards the boss is gonna get or use and on who they're gonna use them on, and it's just layers upon layers of RNG, and it's really annoying. Just to get like top 5%, 6k score, that's no problem at all with this team. And that means like if you get into top 5%, you're gonna get literally all the rewards. There's no need to go any higher than top 5%, right? Unless you like try harding it to get into top 100. But honestly, like if you just want, you know, the cosmetics, you want the diamonds, and a little bit of the rewards, like top 5 to 10% is gonna be really good for you. Now the tactic I'm about to show you is of course gonna utilize this team, and this is, I feel, the best tactic for it. Now I don't have the 7.2k, almost 7.3k thing recorded. I actually recorded just the end of it on my phone because I was playing it while I was at work, but I do have like a 7k score recording. I also did a recording where I got like 7.2k, but that recording got scuffed for some reason. I have no idea, just like the file won't load, so I have no idea. Anyway, basically we're gonna utilize the Archangel team because of course the Archangel team synergizes so well. They have really good passives or holy relics that work well together. For example, Ludo Margaret here is gonna be able to give us up to 40% basic stat. Tarmiel here is gonna also be able to give us 30% basic stats. Tariel, of course, is also gonna be able to give us 40% basic stats. So if you stack all of that together, along with like having this Liz in the back who is gonna increase our HP related stats by 15%, that is sort of gonna be really nice here, because of course in these final bosses, as well as like in guild bosses and stuff like that, the more HP you have at the end of the run, the more points you're gonna get. So of course I'm running HP gear on all of my units, of course Sariel, Tarmiel, Ludo Margaret and Liz, all of them running HP defense. I do want to say though, Sariel does take quite a lot of damage, so perhaps, like I don't have an HP defense set for him, so he's just running borrowed gear, but perhaps you can run like crit defense or crit resistance sub rolls on the middle pieces. I think that would be perhaps better, because it does tend to take a lot more damage, and for whatever reason like the bosses tend to like attack the unit with like the least HP, which of course he does have here for me. Maybe he doesn't have for you. Maybe Tarmiel is the one who's targeted, in which case like that's really great because he has a grace that heals him. So just be mindful of that, like maybe putting crit resistance so your unit doesn't get crit could be better. Now the Oath of Combat that we're gonna use is just all of these top ones. We're not gonna do the one where we can't use the ultimates. That's just way too annoying. Like it's doable, and I've done so much damage by just getting like really lucky mergers, like single target and AoE cards and stuff like that, that using ultimates, especially on phase 2 where you won't actually deal a lot of damage, isn't really necessary. So we're just gonna run it without eating food. We're gonna run it, of course, without using the one ultimate, which you kind of don't want to do anyway. And we're gonna clear it within 9 turns. And this is actually what we're gonna aim for with the tactic that I'm about to show you. Now, as always, do check the timestamps in the description down below for like, well, I think I like split it up into phase 1 and phase 2. And of course, this part. And while you're down there, do consider leaving a like and subscribing if you're new. So yeah, so with that out of the way, let's just look at these other missions that you can get a little bit of points for. Now, of course, we're not gonna be able to complete this top one. The other ones are doable. The one where you can only use 4 ultimates or less isn't really necessary. It only gives you 180 points, which of course is a lot. Like it can push you up a certain percentage point or whatever. But the ones we're gonna focus on are, of course, clear without anyone dying and deal more than 400,000 damage with a single attack. This is most likely gonna come from an ultimate, and on phase 1 specifically. Because on phase 2 the boss takes a lot less damage from ultimates, and that's because of like the little side mobs that like reduces your ult damage by 200% and 300% for the first turn, or the second turn even, I don't know, something like that. So it's basically not going to take a lot of damage there. He also takes on both phase 1 and phase 2 less damage the more HP he has, so like using your ultimates turn 1 on the second phase might not be the best idea. I think that's actually what I'm doing on the recording though, but it doesn't really matter though, as long as like you can beat it. But you do sort of again need a lot of RNG to get like the top score, but to just get like top 5%, top 10%, there's not a lot of RNG involved. So yeah, just to keep that in mind. So I'll show you the gear, the card set. I just auto set it to HP. There's the Archangel card set as well, and they implemented this new nice search feature, so we can just, oh, maybe it's Angel. Oh, goddess. There we go. So you got this one, and I believe if you upgrade it, you're gonna get a bunch of basic stats. I'm not sure exactly how much, but this could potentially help you out. But again, I got over 7k score with just this card set, so I don't think the card set really matters. What matters more is like how you play. And even in this recording that I'm about to show you, I think I'll just show it to you right now. We're just gonna go over it. There we go. This is the recording, and I'm gonna like jump through it here. But basically, turn 1, it all depends on like what sort of cards you get, of course. Like if I can get an extra single turret card, any extra buff card, then of course that's sort of the run I'm gonna go with. If I get an AoE card, unless it's like a Soriel AoE that merges and then I get something else, I'll probably just reset. Because if I get her AoE card, I'll just probably reset. But yeah, you just want to do single target damage to the boss. If you deal damage to the right hand mob, probably won't be applied with ignites turn 1, and you do want to get applied with ignites. As well as the buffs that, or debuffs that this one applies on turn 1, the other one applies it on turn 2, and they sort of alternate by applying that debuff to you. Now turn 1 and turn 3, Chandler will do a Dragon Claw if he does it on Ludo Margit. This is annoying. This is like one of the RNG bits here that Chandler can do. He can, if he does it on Ludo Margit, of course you can't cleanse. Now we did get 2 cleanse cards here. That means that we can cleanse 2 turns in a row, and every time you cleanse a debuff, you're gonna get 15 points. And because we do have 13 debuffs here, that is gonna be quite a lot of like points, because that's 13 times 15 points from, you know, just cleansing. Now, of course, with the different things with these units, anytime you buff, of course, you're gonna like give yourself 8% basic stats due to like Ludo Margit's passive, which stacks up to 5 times. Anytime you crit with Soriel, which I will do here with this AoE attack, you're gonna give yourself an additional, well, I think it's like another 8% basic stat from his Holy Relic, and it also stacks up to 5 times, so you kind of want to do that. Maybe turn 1 or turn 2, you kind of don't want to AoE, because as you see, you're not applied with ignites, even though I do have a, you know, cleanse card here. But Chandler turn 2, he is gonna taunt up, and he's gonna taunt up on turn 4 as well. So he alternates between Dragon Clawing on turn 1 and 3, and he taunts up on turn, or puts up a counter stance on turn 2 and 4. That is kind of something you have to keep in mind. He's gonna do the Dragon Claw on turn 5 as well, but on turn 5 you actually wanna kill him. So that way you have like turn 6, 7, 8, and 9 for the second phase. But here I'm just getting Soriel's ultimate somehow. I think I'm gonna get Soriel's ultimate. I'm not sure exactly how this run turned out. Yeah, I'm just getting Soriel his ultimate. That also means when you have these debuffs here, the little side mobs are gonna heal based on like the damage your units take. As the turn is gonna end here, we're gonna take some damage, and the little side mobs are gonna heal. Now they did heal to full, and anytime this unit heals to full or starts the turn with him being at full health, he is gonna apply 3 ignite debuffs on you. And this is really good, because then you can cleanse it again and get a bunch of points. So if you can do that like 2 or 3 times on phase 1, you're gonna be good. Now there is a trick as you're like killing the boss, as you're slowly chipping him down, because at the start you're doing like not a lot of damage. You do have to be mindful, like Soriel's ultimate can very easily kill. If he crits and the boss is like at around like 50%, 60% HP, he is going to, like, depending on how built your Soriel is, the crit is gonna deal more than like boss's full health. I think I'm gonna show that in this clip, maybe just not right now. Oh yeah, it's actually right now, because this is a little bit scuffed. The trick here is to actually kill the boss with an AoE. If you kill him with an AoE, even if you like don't actually kill the little side mobs, you will get credit for like doing over 200k damage on the side mobs, which in turn gives you 100 points each. So here, as you can see, if you do between 100k and 199k, you get 20 points. If you do more than 200k, you get 100 points. And these points stack and are multiplied by the 35% additional point score at the end. So that is very nice. As you can see, I only get that for 1 because I accidentally killed him with a single target card. You kind of want to kill him with an AoE card. So what I was trying to do here is I was trying to like chip him down with Soriel, and the next turn I was gonna ult with Tarmiel to kill him, and of course kill the both side mobs. That would have given me 300 additional points. Unfortunately, Soriel hit for too hard, and the boss just died. Now, as we're moving into the second phase, he of course becomes like Demon Chandler. He will counter up the first turn, and this counter deals a lot more damage than it does on the first floor. He will also counter up on the second turn as well as the fourth turn. Now, because we killed the boss on the fourth turn, I believe, like we kill it 1 turn early, you generally want to kill him on turn 5. That means that on turn 6 and 7 he will counter up, and then on turn 9 he will counter up again, I think. But that means generally you have 4 turns turns on this second phase, and you want to take like 5 turns on the first phase. On the second phase though, now I do believe we have 5 turns. So on this phase, like the things you want to keep in mind is if you AoE the enemies, if you damage this left hand side mob, he will get a taunt up for 2 turns. So you kind of want to use your single target cards on Chandler. Now of course this ultimate isn't going to do any damage at all. It has like 500% less damage dealt to enemies. As you can see, it only did 90k damage, and it's about the same as a bronze card here with Tarmiel. So the boss here, he does have, I forgot what the single target card is. It's not really that important, but the AoE is an infect card. So if you can get like cleanse cards and cleanse the infect, this is an infect card, so it's gonna apply infect here. And that's the single target card. I forgot exactly what it is. It doesn't matter, like you can check the character info if you want to like figure out what it is. I think I'm just gonna cleanse here. Now another thing, like you kind of want to save up for a gold card. If you want over 7k score, you're gonna have to get the basics that you get from the gold card as well. So but as you can see, I only have like an AoE card, so from this point on I'm just gonna do AoE damage, I think. And I'm like thinking exactly what I'm gonna do, but I'm doing as much damage as I can. Of course, if I can deal 200k or more on the side mobs, I'm gonna get like 100 points per mob. The ultimate of course doesn't deal a lot of damage. The AoE here will, so as you can see, I'm gonna get a lot of points here, and the counter damage deals quite a lot. But if you're AoEing, you will heal back a lot. But as you can see, 300 points there, that's nice. And you kind of want to stack up those types of points. You also kind of want to save up, of course, the Luda Margaret buff cards if you can. Now if you can save like a silver card from like turn 1 and bring it into turn 2, the chance of you actually getting a gold card is much higher. You don't really need to reset. If you want to get like 6k points, I generally get a lot, like 6.5k points if I just finish it off actually without even any buffs. Just the basic stats I get from all of these units, if they're like topped up or close to topped up, you will get a lot of points still. But as you can see, because I did AoE damage, this mob taunts up, and they cannot be killed. Like these mobs cannot be killed, so from this point on you can just deal as much AoE damage as you want. Here I think I'm just gonna do the 2 Sariel attacks, or maybe just 1 Sariel attack. Yeah, I'm just gonna do 1 Sariel attack, because otherwise I'm gonna take way too much damage from the counter there twice, and Sariel actually won't be able to heal back as much damage as I'm taking. So I took almost 200k damage there. Actually, I was able to heal back 200k, but I'd also take reflect damage based on like, it's 10% for every skill card either this mob or this mob uses. I forgot exactly which one, but anytime they use a skill card, the reflect damage sort of stacks up more and more and more. So turn 1 after they use like 1 attack, that's going to be 10%, next turn is 20%, next turn is 30%. So you can actually kill yourself on them. I've done that. I've like taken a counter thinking like, yeah, I'm gonna heal back up to full. Nope, I took like 600k reflect damage because I did so much damage to like this little side mob, and I just died because the healing comes after the reflect damage. Here Tarmiel got stunned. Here I think I'm just gonna complete this in this turn, or at least try. No, actually I think this is where I'm actually just buffing up and then dealing damage, because the buff of course lasts for 3 turns, so you can make it last for longer. As you can see, he did stun him. When he gets his ult, he is gonna stun. Oh yeah, I'm actually looking at what sort of abilities they do. Oh, so it's a power strike card. But the ultimate of course does stun, and it also removes your buffs, so do keep that in mind. And also if he uses this card right here, that's gonna be an extort. Fortunately for me, he's using the taunt up this turn, so I think he alternates between using the extort and the taunt, except for like the first turn where he actually taunts up preemptively, and then the second turn he actually taunts up again, and then he uses the extort. So here he's actually used the extort on Tarmiel, which of course we will cleanse, so we will remove like 50% defense and 50% attack from him, which is stole from Tarmiel. Oh yeah, here I actually didn't want to accidentally kill him, so I'm just nuking into the side mob, hoping I can deal 200k damage. I don't think I quite get there. 176k. As you know, like you're dealing a lot less like ult damage because of this gray buff here. That's 200% reduction in ult damage. Turn 1 though, that's like 200 plus the 300 that this mob applies as well. So, and then just to finish it off, I think I'm gonna go with a gold Sariel card. As you can see, the power strike card doesn't deal too much damage, especially not if you have like a gold buff. And every turn we do heal back quite a bit, so we are pretty much topped up here. The only one who isn't gonna be topped up at the end of the match is gonna be Tarmiel. Here I was looking like I have 3 of these. That means 3 times 8. I'm missing 2 of them, and I was like contemplating if I should use like 2 silver cards with Sariel, or if I should just use the gold card. And I just wanted to finish it off with like a flashy card. So of course it was the gold card. But for like massive points, of course I would have probably tried to get Sariel's passive up. The other one's passives are fully up though, because using 5 buff cards is gonna max out Luda Margaret's passive. Healing back with Tarmiel's Grace 5 times is gonna max out his passive. So the basic stats of these combined is very, very high. And yeah, then the points is 7k points, and I do believe I show exactly like what gave points. So As you can see, like removing ally debuffs from skills with the Purify effect gives you like a lot of points. So that's 500 points just from that. Dealing 200k or more damage to an enemy, of course, gives you 100 points. So we managed to do that 9 times. Basically, because I killed Chandler on the first phase with a single target attack, I was missing out on 200 points there, which of course you multiply by 35%. 270 points. If you add that to that, I think that would have been a new record for me. But I mean, 7.3k points, that is what it would have been. But unfortunately, it wasn't, so it doesn't really matter. Is there anything else you get like points for? Points proportional to remaining HP. That's a big one. 1.3k. The more basic stats and stuff like that you have, the more overall health you're also gonna get. And of course, more points at the end. Using ultimate moves gives you 60 points as well. So like that 180 points that you lose out for using more than 4 ultimate moves isn't a lot. But anyway, I think that's it for this guide. Let me know how much points you got, and let me know if you found this guide helpful. But with that, I think that's it for me. Hope you liked the video. Thanks for watching. Hope you have a most wonderful rest of your day. And yeah, I guess I catch you in the next one. Bye.